Hey everybody, welcome to Why-Buy. Let's talk about the 27-inch iMac. I would say the reason why I bought a brand new iMac and continue to, buy the Apple products probably stems from this computer right here. It's kind of where the story began. Going into college, I just needed a good sturdy laptop, and so it's final exams, I think, and I put my coffee down, and as I take off my coat, it spills and it just seeps right in through the keyboard. And my heart sank. I got my notes in here. This is my life. So I skipped the class. I immediately hopped on a bus and went to an Apple store. And I got there and I'm just like, I need to get everything off of this and put it onto a new computer now. Because I didn't want to pay them to do the transfer of the data, I had to go out, buy a FireWire, and just do it at home. As soon as it finished transferring onto the new iMac, all of a sudden this MacBook Pro is like and dies. I look over at the iMac and all my stuff's on there, and it's everything's intact, and like, what a sigh of relief. So I bought that iMac, I think it was 2014, and the fan in the back, something wasn't working right. I'll just take this in, they can replace the fan. I realized I get there, they're like, your Apple Care is expired. I'm like, great. What's interesting about this is that when they gave me back the computer and I took it home, I set it up, and I noticed that the aluminum housing on this, it had been chipped. So I go back to the store and I said, hey guys, you want to tell me what this is about? And they're like, oh, was that there before? I'm like, no, it wasn't. And they bring it back and they're like, here you go. And I inspect it this time before I go home, and I found another ding in the housing. I'm just like, are you serious? It took so long to track down this replacement. Now you're telling me you dinged it again on a new one. I was pretty frustrated. So they go in the back, they come back out, and they're like, can we just give you a brand new iMac? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So when I spec'd out this 27-inch iMac, I actually do a lot of music recording and video editing, and it really depends on how you use computers, what you use them for. For me it was simple. I like writing music and I like recording it and compiling it, into songs, and I like video editing and compiling that and editing into polished products. So I think, based on kind of what your pastimes are, what your job is, what you like doing, that should be kind of what leads you to buy an iMac. I find that performance-wise, if you're doing editing in Final Cut, so that you're not banging your head up against the wall when you're actually editing projects. Another thing to consider is you may not need the upgraded graphics card, but I've watched a lot of other videos online doing split tests, and if you're doing H.264, that's fine, like 1080 HD footage. But as soon as you start getting into 4K footage, it's really going to start to show. Just to run through the specs really quick, 2666 megahertz DDR4 memory. It has a 512 gig SSD storage. It has a ProVega 48. For me, we're looking, if you wanted 64 gig of RAM versus the standard 8 gig, to get it through Apple, you're looking at about $1,000 versus going out and buying at the store. It might be like $320, maybe even less. So it's probably one of the best things that they're still doing with the iMac is that the RAM is accessible and you can upgrade it yourself. In the power in the back, there's a button you push, the door pops off. They still have it there in 2019, and you can just upgrade your RAM slots. There's a lot of video tutorials online on the how-to. It's super easy, and I highly recommend it. I think so if all the technical jargon means nothing to you, that's okay. You might not know, you might not care. But what's important to know is that if you're looking for something highly intuitive, so if you saw something and said, I should be able to pull this here and add it there, or highlight this and do, like, that is the interface and how to use an Apple product. It is so dead simple. And, you know, I noticed it really, again, I never had any formal training using like Adobe Premiere Pro. It's another editing software, versus Final Cut Pro, which is Apple's software. I use both back to back, no training, nothing prior to using it. And I picked up Final Cut within like 30 minutes. It was like, boom. One of the things I really like about Apple's software design is that it's designed to be a tool to enable you to express yourself. That's it. You know, it's there to help you realize whatever it is you're trying to do. It's like a really good tool. Again, you can get into the details. You can get into, you know, upgrading your RAM, your graphics card, and you can hop these things up, and yeah, you'll be paying a little bit more. That's kind of the price of admission, I think, for buying Apple products. But again, they really do try hard to ensure that your experience with their products is, has as little frustration as possible. And I respect that. That's what you should get out of it, is an easier experience that makes you happy and enjoy whatever it is you're doing. I think my favorite thing about, you know, owning an iMac is the software that comes with it, that suite of GarageBand and iMovie, or even buying a Final Cut Pro. When you see something and you guess on how it would work, and you would kind of just assume, oh, maybe this is how it's done. That's how most things operate in this. It's almost like they led the design with, if someone was clueless on how to work this thing, what would they instinctively want to do? And for that, I mean, how can you measure that? If you thought this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, show your support, and thanks for watching. You can juice these things. Try that one more time.